Mysteries are all around us, and with mysteries come discoveries. Sometimes secrets lie dormant for thousands of years until we uncover their truths. Likewise, as we develop as a species, our technology develops with us. What future mysteries will be unfurled? So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be taking a look at 3 interesting discoveries. Huge methane cache beneath the Arctic could be unlocked by the moon. Recently, scientists have found that the moon might be affecting how much methane is being released from the seafloor at the bottom of the Arctic Ocean. Although we have known about and understood the moon's effects on the tides for quite some time, we have yet to see many instances in which the moon's phases can change the ocean's methane levels. In recent studies, however, scientists have concluded that low tides mean less pressure and more methane released. Conversely, high tides create more pressure, leading to diminished methane release. To find these effects, scientists had to measure the temperature and pressure inside Arctic seafloor sediments. Their main takeaway from this study was the correlation between gas levels and the rising and falling tides. Using a permanent monitoring tool, these scientists identified methane release in an area in the Arctic Ocean where it had not previously been observed. Joshen Nees, a marine geologist at the Center for Arctic Gas Hydrate, Environment and Climate, or CAGE, said the following in a statement. "It is the first time that this observation has been made in the Arctic Ocean. It means that slight pressure changes can release significant amounts of methane. This is a game changer and the highest impact of the study. From this study's conclusions, it is clear that climate change will be affected directly by this release of methane from the Arctic Ocean seafloor." Why does this matter? Greenhouse gases such as methane have been proven to contribute to global warming. As more methane is released, global temperatures increase as well. Understanding how the tides can affect these seafloor methane caches is important for future climate change and global temperature predictions. In addition, the discovery of the tide's effects on the release of methane from the seafloor shows that scientists have been underestimating the Arctic's greenhouse gas emission levels. This new discovery also raises questions and concerns regarding how rising sea levels and ocean warming will interact as climate change becomes a much more pressing issue. Because high tides reduce methane emissions, it is possible rising sea levels, which come with higher tides, might partially counterbalance the threat of increased gas emissions being caused by a warming ocean. The moon Io is the most volcanically active world in the solar system. Io, one of Jupiter's 79 moons, is thought to be the celestial body in our solar system that contains the most volcanic activity. Revealed by the Voyager 1 spacecraft, Io is the first place outside of Earth for us to observe erupting volcanoes. Not only did Io make history as the first to be seen to have erupting volcanoes, but the 400 volcanic craters can also produce eruptions that reach heights of a staggering 300 miles. Despite this impressive volcanic activity, there is a lot about the volcanoes on Io that are shrouded in mystery. For example, the volcanoes are not in the positions we would expect based on activity here on Earth. The brightest, boldest, biggest eruptions are all located in one hemisphere of Io, not spread over the moon, and a ginormous depression, 8,100 square miles big, named Loki Patera, thwarts all expectations surrounding volcanoes. Ashley Davis, a co-author on the study of Io, has described the new data as a gift to the planetary science community, despite their confusing nature. He continues to explain that the eruptions on Io could resemble those that took place on Earth years ago, with them being described as geochemically primitive. Davis summarizes this, describing this data as a window into Earth's past. The volcanoes on Earth are the results of peaks and vents, eventually resulting in eruptions. Io, on the other hand, works a little bit differently, with its volcanic eruptions being down to some strange orbits. Io is one of the Galilean moons of Jupiter, with the other 3 being Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, with their collective name crediting their discoverer, Galileo Galilei. For every one orbit Io completes, Europa completes 2 and Ganymede 4. This pushes Io into a more elliptical orbit than it would have been without this interference from neighbouring moons. This change can be by up to 330 feet. When this is combined with the gravitational pull of Jupiter, Io experiences lots of heating due to friction, giving a new extreme to the conditions on Io, contributing to the strange volcanic activity. As research continues to unfold, we aim to find out more about exactly how Io's volcanoes work. Volcanoes can tell us a great deal about the planets and celestial bodies accompanying Earth in the solar system, while also outlining human events and important areas within our own history. From alien life to the use of explosive weaponry, volcanic discoveries continue to be strange and broad. Long-lost continent under Indian Ocean. The 7 continents across our world are among the first things every child learns in school, and it is easy to imagine they have always been the same. However, due to the shifting of tectonic plates across the Earth's outer layers, the configuration of the land and water we are familiar with today bears little resemblance to the configurations of eons past. Recently, scientists have discovered a small clue that gives us a sneak peek into the topography of the past. The discovery was made by researchers on the small volcanic island Mauritius, which lies east of Madagascar. Analysis of the volcanic matter making up the island allowed scientists to determine that the island was not much older than 8.9 million years, as that was the age of the oldest basalt on the surface. However, recent analysis of beach sand taken from 2 different locations on the island revealed several tiny zirconium silicate crystals that dated much later, from between 660 million years ago and 1.97 billion years ago. So where did these ancient fragments come from, and what significance do they have for the researchers studying them? Bjorn Jamvit, one of the researchers performing these analyses on Mauritius, believes that the fragments are hundreds of millions of years older than the rest of the island, because they originate from parts of an ancient microcontinent that stood in between Madagascar and India in the Indian Ocean billions of years ago. This was until the shifting of the tectonic plates caused it to break apart and sink below the waves to fuse with the continental crust. Jamvit suggested that Mauritius lies above one of these fragments, and volcanic eruptions on the island caused fragments of the much older continent to be spewed across the beaches, where waves and time eroded the volcanic parent rocks into the zircons that the researchers found. To make this theory plausible, they had to rule out other locations as sources of the ancient fragments, which was not difficult to do. Mauritius is so remote that the nearest geological outcropping that could serve as a potential source of zircon is Madagascar, which sits over 900 kilometers away, ruling out wind or water transport, and so few humans have been on the volcanic island that human contamination is equally unlikely. The zircon pieces were just the first indication of the underlying continent, as their presence only indicates one geographical region to the former continent, and the researchers' hypothesis suggests several fragments spread through the area. Further analysis of the gravitational field across a broad region of the Indian Ocean revealed that in multiple places the continental crust of the seafloor is 3 to 5 times as thick as other areas of the Earth. Scientists believe that these large masses across the seafloor, combined with the geological proof in terms of the age of the zircon found on Mauritius, strongly suggest that there was once another continent in the region. They believe that it was likely a landmass that split from the nearby island of Madagascar during a tectonic rifting event that spread the ocean floor and pushed the Indian subcontinent eastward, forming this microcontinent that scientists have dubbed Mauritia into a large archipelago. As the plate shifted and thinned following this massive crystal event, Mauritia was eventually broken up further and sunk below the ocean's waves, leaving only remnants for humans to discover billions of years later. But what do you make of these interesting discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.